Hi everyone, I am here with another true story from When God Winks at You. I hope you guys have enjoyed the last two. Okay, this one is called The Incredible Unbelievable Call. Okay. No, wait. I think I got the wrong one. Yeah, what am I doing? That's a different one. Sorry about that. I thought that didn't sound right. That's the next one after this one. That sounded good, too. This one is called God's Flight Plan. Okay, God's Flight Plan. John Francis knew about Crossroads. "I'll keep you in my prayers," he said to Ron, a member of his congregation, whom he had just asked how things were going. He knew Ron was in highly dangerous profession as a Boeing test pilot. "We are at a crossroads," said Ron. "This week we're testing a new rear rotor for helicopters." Something from the writings of Herbert O'Driscoll skittered across John's mind. Crossroads call for choices, and the choices we make would change the pattern of our lives. God and the devil are both waiting at the crossroads, each attempting to direct one's path to heaven or to hell, always, every day. Grasping Ron's hand, John repeated himself, "I'll keep you in my prayers." Just 3 years into his tenure as the pastor of a church outside of Philadelphia, John was at a crossroads of his own. On some sticky issues, he had to make a stand on controversial policies of the church that worried him. Would the outcome of his choices make him in good favor with his congregation? Would he also be serving God in the manner expected of him? A day or two later, John was a bit cranky that he'd been delayed by 4 hours in a drive to a summer cottage on the eastern shore to Virginia. He wondered if he were annoyed with his tardiness or just troubled by the tough choices looming before him. His mind went to a book he'd read that paralleled everyday choices with the choices Dorothy had to make in The Wizard of Oz. At each crossroads, she was challenged by the forces of good and evil. Was he making the right choices as he traveled his own yellow brick road? "God, please give me a sign," he said out loud. Just then, John was approaching one of several milestones along his frequent driveway to the house at the shore, Newcastle Airport. He had a sudden, inexplicable urge to turn into the airport. As he did so, he heard sirens. People were running, and he saw smoke rising from a runway. Internally, he felt a powerful push to get out of the car and run to the wreckage. He knew that Newcastle Airport was a National Guard facility, and it came back to him that he'd heard that the airfield was also used as a test facility. He encountered a military guard post. "I've got to get over there," he said to the MP at the gate. "I'm the pastor of a church. I think one of my parishioners needs me." The guard looked at him up and down. John was wearing blue jeans and a t-shirt, hardly the attire of a pastor. The guard paused and with a doubtful expression motioned John to pass through. The fire engine and ambulance were already at the site of the wreckage. It was as if suspected a helicopter. Someone was being pulled free. It was Ron, his friend, the test pilot. John spoke to an emergency worker. learning that fortunately Ron suffered only a broken arm and minor injuries. Following the ambulance to the hospital, John was able to be at Ron's side, to contact his wife, and to comfort the two of them. Later that day, as John continued his journey along his own yellow brick road to the Virginia shore, he realized that at his crossroads he asked for and received a sign from God, an extraordinary wink from above that caused him to be delayed by 4 hours, placing him at the Newcastle airport just when God wanted him there, and the powerful push to go to the crash site where he would find Ron in a helicopter crash was God's way of confirming his presence at John's crossroads. So, see that? God got him where he needed to go, but he got him there at the time God knew he needed to be there for his friend and parishioner. He needed to be there to pray for him and to be there for him at that time. God's like, go to the airport. Gave him the feeling, go there. And he knew God was telling him to go there, and he went there. 4-hour delay. If he would have been 4 hours early, if he would have been on time, he would have missed it. Maybe not even known about the crash till a day or two later. It could have been worse. Ron could have died. But he got there. He got to be with his friend and parishioner, and he got to pray for him. And he got to be with him and call his wife and comfort them. So he knew, and he was at the crossroads, and he was on God's side. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that story, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Good night.